is Audrey Watson, and this is my persuasive speech about voting. Every election, less than 50% of people from the ages of 18 to 29 years exercise their right to vote, according to the 2017 United States Census. The older generations always vote and like America as it is, so they're going to keep voting the same. Younger people complain about wanting change, but rarely get up to make the change happen. Voting in America has a very tough history. Not everyone always had the right to vote. When voting in America first started, only white men who owned land and were 21 and older had the right to vote. Any citizen now has the right to vote because of someone in the past struggling to get us these rights. Women were only given the right to vote recently in the 1920s. TeachingTolerance.org says that women were seen as childlike and incapable of independent thought. Women are strong and powerful, so that's why we have the right to vote. African Americans won the right to vote in 1870, but they were given ridiculous literacy tests and outrageous taxes to pay at the polls, which prevented them from being able to vote. It wasn't until only 1965, the Voting Rights Act of 1965 turned over and gave the African Americans the right to finally be able to vote without the polls, or without paying taxes at the polls, says a 2009 article published by History.com. Finally, in 1975, voting materials are required to be translated for citizens with limited speaking skills. Something that is taken advantage of so often was fought for so hard for us to have the right. Every time you decide not to vote, think of the African Americans, Native Americans, and other citizens who fought so hard for us to be in this place and what they would say. I myself am very grateful for everyone who fought so hard for me as an African American woman and for my family to have the right to vote. Every single vote is important and counts. If every person who can vote in America voted, then some aspects of our country would be different. The Cooperative Congressional Election Study has tried an experiment to see what the outcome would be if everyone who didn't vote in elections did. This was conducted by Indiana University's political scientist, Bernard Fraga. He polled 2,000 people randomly who didn't vote and asked which candidate they would choose. He found that if every person voted in our 2016 presidential election, results would have been different. Clinton would have won. The gap of people who did not vote were minorities. Florida, North Carolina, and Texas would have flipped the results. Every vote counts, and your vote is important. Things like freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom of expression would not be around if we didn't have the right to vote. Don't just talk about it, go vote.